Very good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. So, ma'am, as we are meeting first time, please introduce yourself.
Okay, first of all, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself in front of you. My name is Reena and I'm from Rajasthan. I did my qualification in Bachelor of Arts and nowadays I'm running my YouTube channel named called English with Reena 2.0. That's why you are speaking very nicely. You have very great command in this language. So you did your qualification in English, right?
Actually, I have done MA in English, but I'm also from Hindi medium school. If I talk about my atmosphere, so that atmosphere I have created myself. Yes, because we can do something, whether we can make excuses or whether we can make something for the for the improvement.
Yeah,
Yes, that is
exactly.
your
I'm completely with you. I'm completely
yes.
agree with you. If you want to do something in our life, so we are ready to find a way. And if we do not want to do something in our life, so always we make excuses. I'm completely agree with you with that.
Yes.
So what kind of methods you are following to learn this language?
Yeah, actually, as I already told you that I was doing everything. I was reading books. I was writing. I was doing writing in every corner you can see. And if I talk about listening practice, that was also going on even now also. But only that part which I was lacking, like speaking. Now I am taking one is conversation daily. In this way, I am just doing my speaking practice. And if I talk about my reading practices, so I read mostly I read short stories every day because short stories take a very short time because within the period of 5 minutes or 10 minutes we can read any story and we can understand also. And when we read any story, so we get to know some new vocabs and one or two idioms also. And when just we analyzes what we have got to know through that story, so that is also the part of learning. So in this
Yeah,
way
exactly.
I do my reading part. And if
Yeah,
I talk about my listening, so listening I do during my household chores. While I am just completing my household chores, that time only I do listening. Otherwise I can't take a particular time for my listening.
yeah, same thing I also do. When I prepare the chapatis and when I clean the house, I
Hmm.
put earphone in my ear. Then that time I do practice of listening. I listen some podcast and some conversation in English, so I can improve my listening skills also. Because for become fluent in English, first of all, we have to become very good listener, and after that, we can be
Yes.
very good speaker. And
Yeah.
if I talk about reading, so reading is very important to learn any languages because if you are reading
Hmm.
something in particular language, so we are improving our pronunciation and as well as we are getting familiar with new words. In this way, we
Right.
can build our vocabulary also.
Yes. And whenever we just go through with new vocabulary, whenever we are learning any phrases and other thing, so that is also important. There should be implement also of those vocabs. Until we will not make implement, so we'll forget whether you use it or lose it. That is up to you. So if you want to just make your vocab your part of daily life, so you should use it wisely.
Yeah, exactly. Whenever we are learning new vocabulary, we should try to frame that particular vocabulary in a sentence. In this way, we can keep remember that particular word for long time. So whenever I find any new vocabulary, I try to make at least 5 sentences by using that particular word. In this way, I'm expanding my vocabulary because vocabulary is very important to speak this language. Without
Really.
vocabulary, we cannot communicate in this language.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You are absolutely right, ma'am, in this sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
So, ma'am,
apart,
how did
yeah,
you start your English speaking journey?
how did I start?
Yes.
Same
How
thing.
did you start?
Same thing. I'm also following 5 methods. That is, think in English, read books. I read books in English, then listen, then speak, and then write. I'm following 5 methods to learn this language, and I'm learning this language since 5 months. And
Oh,
for speaking practice, I'm using one application. On that application, I do practice of my speaking. And apart from that, I connect with other YouTuber to communicate with them.
yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. So, what all others think you are doing to making your English effective?
I'm following only 5 methods that are very important to learn this language: read, listen, write, and speak, and then think in English. Because if you are thinking in English, it is very important to learn any languages. Because if you are thinking in English, so whenever we are going to have conversation in any particular language, so there is no need to convert our native language in that language. So we should
Yes.
start to think in English. In this way, we can get fluency as soon as possible, very quickly.
Yeah, actually, thinking in English plays a crucial role in the learning of English.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
can't,
It is very
without
important.
thinking in English, we can speak English.
Yeah,
Yes, it
exactly.
is.
So whatever running in our mind, we should try to convert that in English. In this way, we will get our fluency very fast and quickly. So,
Yes.
whenever people ask to me that how you learn this language, so I suggest them to start to think in English. It sounds crazy, but if you are doing it regularly, if you are emphasizing your mind to think in English, so one day it will become your habit. And if it is your habit, so it will be very fruitful for you.
About thinking in English, that is a process only, and it is also a long time process. You know, gradually you will immerse yourself in this process. First, you need to start. Yes,
Yeah, exactly. It won't happen in only one day. It will take time. So you
yes,
should start from today. If you are doing practice every single day, one day it will become your habit. And if it is your habit, so it will be very great for you. So we should start to think in English. And I'm doing this, whenever I'm thinking, whatever running in my mind, I try to think in English. And if I'm facing any difficulties to make any sentence in English, if I'm making mistakes, so I just take support of Google. I go on Google, then I find that how can I say this word in English, and
yes.
Google is
Actually, you
helping
are
me a lot
right.
to learn English.
Yes,
Yeah.
you are right. Because Rome was not built in a day, so we can't say that we will get perfection in a day. It takes
So
time.
the
Yes,
reason why you are learning this language, and who suggested you to learn this language, or it is only your decision to learn to speak in English?
yeah, actually, if we talk about suggestion, so nobody has given a suggestion to learn this language. As you know, that English is global language, and everybody just want to learn this language because it makes us smart and confident, and that is the need of the time also.
Yeah, exactly. So do you have any plan to visit any other countries?
No, I haven't made any plan to visit any country. I just want to live here only in
Okay,
India. Yeah,
okay, good.
but yes,
So
I just want to improve my communication. I just want to I just want to be proficiency in this language. Proficiency.
and you will be, because you are on ladder of your success, so you are going to be very fluent in this language, because already you
Yes.
are doing great and you are speaking very nicely. So may I know what's your hobbies, what you like to do in your free time?
Yeah, in my free time, I love reading books. Sometimes I love gardening, and yoga is my core interest. That is my habit, you can see. Yeah, that's all about
So
me.
what kind of books you like to read apart from stories?
Apart from stories, I love to read news headlines, mostly on news channels, because the vocabulary we get from news headlines, that is so relevant with our life now, and that we can use and relate in our life daily.
Yeah, exactly. Reading newspaper is very great to improve this
Mm.
language, to learn this language. And I'm also reading newspaper every single day. I downloaded one application, and on that application, I read newspaper in English, and that is very helpful because uh, in this way we can kill two birds with one stone. We can get connect
Yes.
with current affairs of the world, and as well as we can learn new things by reading newspaper. We can improve our vocabulary. Many things we can learn by newspaper as well. So we should start to
Yes.
read. If I talk about my family, so I'm the only one who can speak and understand this language. Otherwise,
This
everyone
is
speak
also with me.
Rajasthani.
This is also with me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone speak Rajasthani at my home. No one speak this language.
Yeah, actually, as we are educated, so we can provide a good and healthy atmosphere of education to our children. If we are not doing so, so how they will be able to get and to achieve something in their life?
Yeah,
You know, so
exactly.
we
That's
should
why I'm
think
learning
about their
language.
future. Yes,
To be honest, if I'm learning this language to teach my kids, actually, I have a dream. So whenever I have kids, I will teach them English. So from starting, they can learn English and they can sound very natural in this language. So
yes.
this is also
Actually,
my dream.
it is like that now. Whenever our children just observe us speaking in English every time, so they will think that if our mama is speaking in English, so I should also speak in English. Suppose if I am asking something, something in English, so they always answer in English. And if I speak in Hindi only, so they will also automatically answer in Hindi. So this is up to us which language we are providing to converse with them.
Yeah, exactly. Kids learn by listening. So whatever languages we are speaking, they are gonna learn that. So I will
Yes,
try to speak in only this language so they can learn this language. I'm not saying they won't speak Hindi, they will speak Hindi, but they can learn Hindi by other people. But I want to teach them English as well because nowadays English is very important and
yes.
nowadays everyone is learning this language. They want to get proficiency in this language because if
Hmm.
someone is good in this language, so they can earn salary more than other people who are not good in this
Hmm.
language, and many company will provide them very good good position to join their company.
Yes, actually, if we talk about the preference now, so if anyone is just having knowledge of English, so they always get preference in every field,
Yeah,
है ना?
exactly.
So, so it
And
is
there
very
was,
important. Yes,
yeah, and before some month backs there was some news that if someone is very good in English they will earn more than other people. So
yes,
from
yes.
that day I started to learn this language. I thought if I'm also good in this language so I also can earn money more than other people. So
Very,
I'm
yes,
learning this language and I hope one day I'm going to speak very fluently this language.
yes, yes, definitely. Now and
Yeah.
then we will get achieve. Yeah.
Exactly, because we are doing hard work, we are toiling our blood and sweat. So one day we are going to achieve our goal, and we are going to fulfill our dreams, whatever we said before. So may I know what's your dream, what you want to do in the next future, in the near future?
Actually, my motive is to give a bright future to my words, to my children. And that future, if we talk about the foundation of that future is English only, because until they will not be able to explain everything, and they will not be able to speak English fluently. So how I can say that they will be succeed in their life? It is also like that we can't say if anybody says no English is not important, you can't say that it is the parameter of success. But nowadays it is the parameter of success because it is international language also. Suppose in future our children go abroad or anywhere, even in India also, in there are so many good companies like MNCs and other things, you know. So they just want to make a good growth in their lives, so English is very important. So I just want to be the role model for them. If they will just see me in this way, so definitely they will also speak and they will also encourage towards
Yeah,
English.
you are very great thinking, if you are doing this and if your kids will see you are speaking in this language, so they are obviously going to speak this language. And I'm completely